Hello and welcome back to Season 7 of Football Manager 2022 with Dover Athletic. We are in the Championship and we are on the 11th of September already. We've gone through a whole bunch of transfer business and all sorts of stuff like that. You'll probably notice there's no face cam because basically trying to record with the face cam is a lot of hassle for me at the moment, and as you've probably noticed from the channel, it's been very difficult for me to get time to record, so I'm just going to try and get time whenever I can and make videos. Anyway, before we jump into a couple of matches today, let's talk about transfer business because we've done a fair amount. Only one notable name really leaving the club, and that is Matthew Cox, the goalkeeper who kind of got relegated to our second choice goalkeeper. He's left. He has signed for Millwall for actual money, £375,000, which we have then subsequently spent, and we have smashed our transfer record on a son of a famous footballer. It's Romeo Beckham. The son, obviously, of David Beckham, signed from Phoenix. He's obviously spent time at Inter Miami. We have spent £240,000, which is our record transfer, smashing our previous one 4 times over. It's too much money, I'm fully aware of this, but I do quite like the fact that we've now got Romeo Beckham playing for Dover. He's not the only player that we've actually spent some money on. We've also spent £11,000 on Derek Lacey from Spennymoor, and £69,000 on Abdou Karim Cisse from Generation Foot, a Senegalese youngster who has actually got himself a work permit. I don't understand how he's managed to do it, but he's got himself a work permit so we can actually play Karim Cisse, and he probably will be playing a lot. And also, we spent £4,500 on Selko Thomas. He's returned from Birmingham. He wasn't really playing there. They transfer listed him, and we bought him. We brought him back to the club, but we sold him for £170,000 and bought him back for £4,500, literally 1 season or so later. Now a whole load of other transfers as well that have gone through. Petar Peric is a Montenegrin central midfielder who we have signed on a free transfer and loaned out to Budućnost in his native Montenegro. This could be quite interesting. If he plays a lot of football there, he might turn into a good player. A new defender in the shape of Reece Burke, 31 years of age, only just turned 31, signed previously of Birmingham, Cardiff, Luton, Hull and probably a few other teams as well. Very good footballer for our level of football, I think. I'd say for our level, for our team. One for the future is Paulo Bruno, who is an English striker signed from Leicester after he got released in the summer. Similarly is Tom Williams, a central midfielder who was formerly at Chelsea, and Christopher Hackett, who was formerly at Manchester United. All 3 of those signing on free transfers, going out on loan. We welcome Canadian international Theo Corbino to our club, formerly of Blackpool, Wolves and Sheffield Wednesday. Apparently, he has cost absolutely nothing. He was out of contract. I think we've got ourselves a good footballer here. However, the coaches and so on don't really agree with me. They only think 3-star. In the middle of the pitch is George Thomason, formerly of Luton Town. Again, free transfer. We have spent very little money. All of our money got spent on Romeo Beckham, if I'm perfectly honest. But George Thomason is in, and he is probably our Jake Forster-Kasky replacement because he's just as good. We've also signed Armando Dobra, who is an Albanian, and I think he's technically English. He's going to be a left winger, but can also play on the right in the centre of midfield, and maybe as a striker if we really need him to. Our new number 1 goalkeeper is Viliami Sinisalo, signed from Aston Villa. Free transfer. He's come in as a backup because when we signed him we still had Cox and he kind of expected to not be our number 1 goalkeeper. However, he's probably a lot better than Obed Afari. So yeah, Sinisalo will be our number 1 for the season most likely. It's another returning face, this time Matthew Craig, who is now 24 years old. We sold him to Peterborough. He played a season of football over the course of 3 years, and then we brought him back on a free transfer, more money straight into our pocket. Another free transfer from a Premier League side, Spencer Skinner. He is 21 years old. I've loaned him out to Kings Lynn. My scouts think there is something here. I'm not so sure, purely based on his age. Next up, we went down under to Australia to, I think it's Canberra United. It's the Academy of Canberra United. He's English and he's also Australian. It is Darnell Story, sorry. He's a centre-back and a right-back. I think he's probably more of a right-back, but he doesn't really have the pace or the acceleration to do that. Not quite sure what to do with him, so we've loaned him out. Dipping back into the old well of signing players released from Premier League sides, it's Darren Gamble, signed from Liverpool, and then gone out on loan to Chesterfield. Somebody who's probably going to get some game time for us this season is Zach Emerson, signed from Middlesbrough. He's actually pretty good, isn't he? 23 years old, he's come in as a squad player. Physically, he's spot on, isn't he? Mentally, he's got some very good numbers. Technically, he's lacking in certain spaces, but that 13 finishing with 15 composure, I think he could be very useful. Also joining the club is Andrew Moran, who is a 23-year-old Irish winger, attacker midfielder, central midfielder, and striker, probably a left winger as well. We're most likely going to be utilising Andrew, but signed previously of Cheltenham, Brighton, and Bray Wanderers. And finally, making his triumphant return to the club on another loan deal from Blackburn Rovers, it is Stuart Humphrey. Last season he won League One with AFC Wimbledon. This season he's returned to the team who finished second last season. And yeah, he's hopefully going to be good. He's costing us nothing. He's costing us absolutely nothing. We've got until the end of the season. We don't have our feeder club deal with Blackburn anymore because we're in the same league as them, but they still wanted to loan him out to us, and we're not paying a single penny for Stuart Humphrey. That's pretty good in my book. So yeah, that is the transfer business so far. I say so far. We're in September. We have transfer windows to deal with. There's not going to be any new players coming in. If we also look, you can see a huge list of players going out on loan. We are basically the Chelsea of the Championship. Also, if we go back to last season and we scroll down just a little bit, I think, to here. Also, these players have left. Lewis Payne, Jack Wickley, Joe Dawson, Jack Spong, Adam Brown and Ben Roberts all leaving the club. 2 of them on loan deals, 4 of them on permanent deals. But that is our transfer business for the season, and we need to try and hope that we can stay in the Championship. So far, this is what has happened. We kicked off with an absolute battering by AFC Wimbledon. We then lost against West Brom, but then we pulled it back against Coventry and Sunderland. So we've picked up 6 points from a possible 12, which means we are currently sat 13th place in the table, which if we ended the season now, I would take that. I would take that in a heartbeat. So match number 1 of the episode, match number 5 of the league season. It's going to be away from home against Peterborough. It's going to be Sinisalo in goal, Muller, Burke, McGuinness and Thomas in defence. Paul Sell has extended his loan deal for a 3rd season, I think it is. So he is going to be our ball in midfielder alongside Thomason, Romeo Beckham and Theo Corbino on the wings. Jaden Williams and Omar Bogle up front. We do obviously have Stuart Humphrey on the bench. We've also got Cisse, Moran, Emerson. None of those players have actually even got on the bench yet because they've only just joined before we've even played a match. So they're going to be picking up their squad numbers in just a second. The season preview said that we were going to finish bottom of the table by a considerable distance. And to be honest, I'm kind of agreeing with that to an extent. I don't think we're going to be going up this season. We've got an early chance against Peterborough. Jaden Williams heads off the bar. Silko Thomas collects, goes for an effort, hits, I was going to say a defender. I don't think it hit a defender. I think it hit one of our players. Muller with a throw, 12.5 minutes. Burke back to Muller on the right-hand side. Forward, Romeo Beckham, here he goes. Is he as good as his dad? Probably not. Plays it back to Hayden Muller. Long ball forward, finds Williams, now Omar Bogle, on the ground to Thomason, gets it back to Omar Bogle, goes for a long ranger, curls it just past the post, still 0-0, but so far we are looking like the better side. Muller to Beckham in the penalty area, goes off down the right hand side, 3 in the box, stops and passes it, instead Bogle's there, and Omar Bogle gets his 3rd goal of the season. I was trying to replace him in the summer, so far I think he's our top goal scorer. Even though we've taken the lead, it doesn't really move us too far up the table. We've gone from 13th to 11th place. We are rooted right in the middle at the moment, which is good. I'm perfectly fine with being a mid-table side. Corbino gets the ball on the volley, but it's over the bar from the Canadian international. Beckham and Corbino there combining. Jaden Bogle to Kent, all the way back to the goalkeeper. Sharman low for Helder. Maybe Thompson. Long ball forward to, I can't remember his name. What's his name? He's a really fast striker who's at Peterborough. He might not be there anymore. It might be somebody else. Burke, long ball over the top. Tries to find Jaden Williams and isn't going to manage it. And it's all the way back to the Peterborough goalkeeper. We are putting some pressure on, hoping to try and nick a chance here. Chambers in the middle is Barlasar. Good head forward though from Muller to Beckham. Paul Searle's going for a run. Terrible pass from Searle. It's Jones. Across to John Jules. Back to Jones. Is he going to try and burst through the defence? He does so. Burke with a spectacular slide tackle. And Edwards' effort goes wide of the post. Burke there might have just saved us. It's Ricky J. Jones. They've got Ricky J. Jones and Tyrese John Jules up front. That's quite a double-barrelled mess. And at half-time then in Peterborough, it is 1-0 to Dover. Although, when you look at the XG chart, we didn't really do too much after our goal. In fact, we didn't do anything, did we? We've got a couple of players who aren't doing so well at the half-time break. Searle on a 6-4, Corbino on a 6-4 as well. So we're going to be looking at those two as potential substitutions. Kent has the ball. We are 2 minutes into the second half. Barlazar, long ball over the top. It's Baker Boteley, maybe, controls it, crosses it in. It's Ricky J. Jones makes it 1-1. I mean, he's just quick, isn't he? He's just quick. I'm assuming that's why he scored that goal. So, second half already, Peterborough are coming back into this. We are going to do ourselves a couple of changes. Theo Corbino off for Andrew Moran. We are also going to do Jaden Williams for Stuart Humphreys. And we are going to do Silko Thomas is on a 6-3. Paul Searle, I guess, for Matthew Craig. That is going to be all of our changes with still plenty of time to play. Realistically, we should be playing for a draw here, shouldn't we? The ball is with Peterborough then in the defence. Forward. Barlazar all the way back to the goalkeeper. Is his name? It's Barlaser? I have no idea. Burke forward to Thomason. Loads and loads of space for Thomason in the middle of the pitch. Number 7. Beckham's on the right-hand side. Gets the ball back to Craig. On the ground to Thomason again. Beckham's making a run. Silko Thomas has got this. 3, 4 maybe in the box. Potentially even 5 in the box. Thomason and Thomas crosses it in. It's Romeo Beckham at the back post. And Romeo Beckham is there. Getting his 3rd goal of the season. He doesn't care about messing up his hair like his dad does. It's 2-1. Romeo Beckham scores. Right, now do we think about shutting up shop? Or do we keep going and maybe try and get ourselves a 3rd? Or just changing of a game plan normally just ruins things anyway. Humphrey gets in the way of that one, but it goes straight back to a Peterborough player. Over the top, Ricky J. Jones is going to get there first because he's the fastest human on the planet. And Ricky J. Jones gets his 2nd of the game and it's 2-2. McGuinness with a free kick for us. I think this is part of the problem. We've got McGuinness trying to mark J. Jones. It's not managed to find its way to Beckham and instead it's now back with a Peterborough goalkeeper. Still plenty of time, 20 minutes to go. I feel like Ricky J. Jones is going to get himself a hat-trick. Sharman Low long ball forward, intercepted by Burke. Thomason to Moran, plays it back to Thomason. Moran gets it. Bogle goes for a chance and just wide of the goalkeeper's post. Still 2-2. It is a very even game. It's a good game for the neutrals. Are we going to get ourselves another chance here? Moran with the ball, plays in Omar Bogle on the left. 4 in the box. If Bogle can get his cross away or just pass straight to Kyle Edwards, apparently. Kent has the ball for Peterborough. He's going for a run. Plays it on the ground. Ricky J. Jones. That's not where he wants to be. He wants to be basically just hanging on the edge of the last defender. J. Jones gets it back. McGurk on the halfway line. Back to Kent. I feel like Ricky J. Jones is going to break through our defensive line in a minute and get himself his hat-trick. He does have the ball here. Number 31 with grey hair by the looks of it. Not white hair, grey hair. Breaks through on the right-hand side. 3 in the box. Has to go backwards to Jaden Bogle. Is he going to cross this ball in? He doesn't. McGurk to Edwards. It's a good slide, but we don't manage to get the ball clear. There's so much going on in this highlight. Bogle crosses it in. Edwards is there, and it's taken a deflection, and it is 3-2 to Peterborough. And if it ends this way, we've deserved more than that. We've deserved to get something out of this game. Edwards with a corner. Is it going to be 4? It is 4. Sinisalo is he's costing us this, isn't he? He should have saved that one. He's on a 6.3 before that goal gets chalked up. Well, looks like for the next match, it's going to be back to Obed Afari as he's dropped down to a 6.1 now. We've got 4 minutes of normal time to play. We are 4-2 down. I don't think we're getting anything from this game, and it's all because of the goalkeeper and probably Silko Thomas. Ball over the top. Burke gets it forward to Humphrey on the halfway line. We've seen absolutely nothing of Humphrey. Omar Bogle to Beckham, back to Craig. Now Muller on the right-hand side, through to Romeo Beckham, and Romeo Beckham gets his 2nd of the game. It's a great finish. And it is at 4-3 with 3 minutes left to play. Right, the question is, do we go for the equaliser? I mean, we have to, don't we? We have to go for the equaliser. We're going to go attacking. Do we even want to do any changes? Maybe put Beckham as an attack? I mean, just get everyone going on attack. Can we send Sinisalo up for corners? I feel like that's probably a bad idea. Right, we have got 3 minutes. 3 minutes to try and find ourselves an equaliser, but realistically, what's going to happen? There's going to be no highlights, and it's going to end 4-3, and it's going to be harsh. Yep, it ended 4-3. Really, game? You're going to do that to me? We should have got something from that. Sinisalo is 100% at fault. Thomas gets a 6.3 and an assist. How bad was he? I'm going to say unlucky, and then, I mean, Jaden Williams was demotivated for some reason. I'm going to throw the water bottle at you because you were one of the main reasons why we lost that. Well, that mid-table clash then, our 5th game of the season, has dropped us down to 16th place in the table, but we are already 5 points clear of the relegation zone. Sunderland are 6 games in, 6 defeats. Nice. That is probably going to do it for this episode. Next episode, I think what we're going to do, we might go for Hull and Blackburn, because Blackburn is obviously one of those teams that we've had quite a lot of useful players taken from in the past. So yeah, we might come back for that one. I think that's probably going to be the target for next episode. Well, that is going to do it then for episode 1 of season 7. Thank you very much for watching. If you did enjoy, do please remember to leave a like. If you are new to the channel, hit the subscribe button as well. And yeah, there you can see the season preview. rooted to the bottom of the table. Hopefully we can change that one. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Hello and welcome back to Football Manager 2022 with Dover Athletic in the Championship. Currently sat 10th place in the table, but I think that might be a little bit inaccurate, shall we say, because we've played some of the worst teams in the league so far. Since the last episode, we obviously lost 4-3 against Peterborough in a game that realistically probably should have won. We were winning it for a considerable amount of time and then threw it away. We lost against Brighton. We beat Ipswich, which is good. We lost against Peterborough in the Carabao Cup. We then drew 2-2 with Nottingham Forest, a 4-4 draw with Sheffield United, and a 3-1 victory against Hull. We are certainly good value when it comes to goals. Maybe we might concede too many. We've also signed a brand new player. Craig Funn is a 21-year-old Welsh central midfielder, formerly of Bradford City and Stevenage. At 21 years old, he's played a lot of football, hasn't he? He's played, well, for the last 3 years, he's played basically every single game for Bradford City, and they released him for some reason. I don't know why. We've picked him up. He's probably not going to be playing many games for us, but I think there's hopefully some potential there. He's actually not terrible, is he? Match number 1 then of the episode, up against Blackburn Rovers, our former feeder team, and a team that basically have helped us get to where we currently are in the table. Because we're playing Blackburn, Stuart Humphrey obviously can't play in this one. It's going to be Obed Afari in goal, Muller, Pambu, Cisse and Tim Hayes in defence. We've got Searle and Thomason in midfield, Beckham and Corbino on the wings, Williams and Emerson as our strikers for this one. You might have noticed our right-hand side no longer consists of a wing-back and an inside forward. It's an inverted wing-back and a winger because Romeo Beckham wants to be playing as a winger rather than an inside forward. So we're going to see how this goes. And because we've gone from an inside forward to a winger, I thought I'd switch up the right-back as well. So he's a wing-back now, inverted. Now, some of you who might be new to the channel might think, oh, maybe this guy's very good tactically. No, I click buttons and hope for the best. And yeah, I'm not quite sure whether that's going to work at all. Well, 15 minutes have already passed, now 20 minutes without a single highlight taking place, and now Romeo Beckham's got injured. So all of those tactical changes that I've done for Mr. Beckham to basically fit our system a little bit better, he's gone and got himself injured. We might revert everything back. You know what, we won't. We're going to play Andrew Moran on the right wing, who can play as a winger support on the right-hand side. So that's going to be the plan. We're sticking with the inverted wing-back to see whether it really works, to be honest. Muller with the throw. Jaden Williams chests it down. Plays it backwards to Paul Searle. Dinks it over. Muller's chested it down again. Crosses it in. Back post is Theo Corbino. And the Canadian heads well over the bar from a very, very close angle. He probably should have scored. Free kick for Blackburn. It is Provod. And Provod has made the lead go to Blackburn. Those are words. Made the lead go to Blackburn. It's 1-0. And this game so far has been pretty appalling, hasn't it? Still not quite at half-time. Blackburn once again coming forward. Richards loses out to Theo Corbino, one of our 3 players who picked up an early, or 4 players who picked up early yellow cards. Corbino's continuing his run, plays it on the ground to Zach Emerson. He's at the post. And Jaden Williams, for some reason, of course he was offside. He's always offside. Why is Jaden Williams always offside? Half-time then, it is 1-0 to Blackburn Rovers, but we have been arguably the better side, and we don't have anything to show for it at the moment. Williams is on a 6.3. I'm quite angry with how you've played. No changes at half-time. We've got a corner. Cisse takes it. It's towards the front post. Why is Cisse taking our corners? He is a centre-back, and I think he's about 6'6". Cisse with the ball once again. Number 22, the new signing. Our first real proper non-European signing, I would say. Jefford controls it and gets past his man for Blackburn. He's coming forward. Plays it back instead at Jan Quoto. Lenehan, he's going to go for a run all the way back to the goalkeeper. Is something going to come from this, or are we just going to peter out into absolutely nothing? Namaso's in on goal. Leon Pambu is there. Sticks a foot out. Blocks the shot. It's a very good block from Danny Loader. It's going to be a throw to Blackburn, which we are not going to see. Final 30 minutes or so, I think it's time for a change. We are not doing anything at all. Jaden Williams has been horrendous. A 6.1. Moran's come on and he's on a 6.3, so that's clearly not working as a winger on that side. We will push you to an inside forward on support, which is what you used to be. Do we also do any more changes? We've got 4 yellow cards, which is a concern. We've only got 1 sub left. We'll stick with this for the moment. I'm keeping that final sub for basically if we get a red card. That's my plan here. Carroll's throws. 70 minutes on the clock. Blackburn Rovers coming forward with the ball down the left-hand side. It looks like the parent club might be getting the best of the feeder club. Bogle on the right again for us. Plays it backwards, not the best pass. And Ponce has stolen the ball. He's gone for a run. He's dodged a tackle. He's got so much time and space. Leon Pambu's nowhere to be found. And that effort was awful. Blackburn have had one shot on target and scored it. Blackburn have had one shot on target and scored it. They've had about 11 shots, but only one's been on target. We've had a fair amount of shots, a fair on target as well, and obviously we don't have a goal at the moment, but there's still time. 15 minutes. Ball over the top. Thomason's going to get in on goal. The former Luton man. His effort is saved superbly well from the goalkeeper, and Blackburn can clear the ball. Tim Hayes' throw to Thomason. Forward. Corbino gets past his man. Good little bit of play from the Canadian. Omar Bogle loses out, but Zach Emerson's nicked this. Hold on. Emerson's gone for a long ranger. Why have you gone for that? You could have ran about 30 yards. Instead, he tried to do something absolutely special, which, if it went in, I would have loved it, but it didn't. And now Blackburn again coming forward. Final 10 minutes of the match. The cross is going to come in. No, it doesn't. On the ground. Paul Searle's given away a penalty and it's game over here on the South Coast. Blackburn Rovers are going to win 2-0 probably. And we have been pretty appalling. So what's going to happen then? Richards is the man to step up. I'm pretty sure that's the guy who we had on loan, isn't it? Taylor Richards? Did we have Taylor? I think we had Ashley Richards, didn't we? It's 2-0 to Blackburn and we've lost. Oh, it's still not over. There's potentially more coming. We've not really deserved this. We've just been bad going forward. We have also... I'm coming up with all the excuses now. We have just played a match like 3 days ago. So we're also not as match fit as perhaps some of the Blackburn players. Richards' effort hits the bar. Leon Pambu can clear the ball. It should be 3. It might be 3. There's still plenty of time, apparently. Another cross comes in. Leon Pambu gets it clear. Namasso's going to collect, though, for Blackburn, keeping the highlight alive. On the ground to the penalty scorer, crosses it in. It's Ponce. His headed effort goes just wide of Obedafari's post. He's been bad. We've also got Moran's on a 6.0. Corbino's on a 6.4, now 6.5. We've just been awful, haven't we? We've just been awful this match. Defensively, we've had some very good players in the shape of Muller and Pambu, and everyone else has been real bad. And I'm just noticing the hearts on everyone. Yeah, we need a break. We need a very big break, and I don't think we're going to get one. Corbino with the ball for us, towards Bogle. He's not going to get there. And we've got 1 minute of injury time. 1 minute of injury time, and there's a highlight going on, which is a worry. On the ground on the right-hand side is Brown. It goes forward, plays it back to Drama. Is that Cody Drama? Might be Cody Drama. Bogle doesn't get there. What are we doing? We've just been like so bad in this match all of a sudden. We've been all right. The last few matches, we've been okay. And we've come up against Blackburn, and we've just been battered 3-0. Why is Danny Loader's name Namasso? That says Namasso, right? It was Danny Loader? Am I missing something here? Danny Loader scored. He's from Cameroon. Daniel Namasso Loader. Okay. Fair enough. Not what I was expecting, but sure. Well, a 3-0 defeat. And, yeah, we were actually not bad. We weren't bad. I think the injury potentially to Beckham might have been a bit of a concern because he's arguably one of our best players. I'm going to thrash my arms. I'm far from pleased. And then anyone who gets below a 6'3" is going to get shouted at. So it might actually only be 3 players. Okay, I'm going to throw 3 water bottles at all of you. Oh, and what's worse is Romeo Beckham's out to 2 to 3 weeks. Not ideal. And then in 4 days' time, we've got to play Luton. Really? Well, because of that, we are going to have to give rests to most of these players for a considerable amount of time. Actually, Moran, you're not going to bother getting a rest, but everyone else is going to get 2 days off because we need to get some of this condition back in. Everyone else should be better, maybe. For match number 2, we are reverting back to our normal 4-2-4 with a wing-back and an inside forward on the right-hand side, rather than the inverted wing-back and a winger. It's going to be Obedafari in goal, Burke, Cisse, McGuinness returns from a suspension, and Silko Thomas in defence. Searle and Thomason in the middle. Thomason will be playing against his former club in the shape of Luton Albion. It's going to be Corbino playing on the right-hand side today, Dover playing on the left, Jaden Williams and Stuart Humphrey as our strikers. Humphrey obviously couldn't play against Blackburn because, as I mentioned, that's a cup tie. It's not a cup tie, that's his parent club. He can't play against his parent club, you know what I mean. Now, despite the fact so far of the 2 matches that we've seen on camera, we haven't won either of them, and we've just lost one of them 3-0, I would argue that I've seen enough from this team to say that we're probably not going to be getting relegated. We shouldn't be getting promoted, for certain, but I don't think we are bad enough to be getting relegated. Mendes Gomez is in on goal here. Obedafari can hold on to that one from the Luton Town striker. So yeah, I think we should be good enough to finish outside the bottom 3. We're currently 15th place, 5 points clear, assuming we get a draw here. I'm just hoping that we don't go down. Dovin with a goal kick for Luton. Intercepted by Paul Sell, loses out immediately. And Luton Town coming forward. Barlow on the left-hand side stops, and he's been tackled superbly well by Sell, but Sell doesn't keep hold of the ball. It's Baker across to McKenna. Forward to Pert. Harris curling effort. It's off the base of the post, and we've managed to clear the ball upfield, and we're not going to keep the highlight alive, unfortunately. Corner for Stuart Humphrey to take. The mohawked Blackburn man finds Mark McGuinness, but he heads wide of the post. It's still 0-0, but that's a decent chance from a corner. It also means, because Humphrey's taking our corners, big Abdou Karim Cisse is going to be in the penalty area for them as well. Corner this time for Luton Town. We've got about 3 or so minutes left of the first half to play. It's gone over, I think. Didn't really see what happened there because of the camera angle. Obedafari has the ball in his hands. I'm just a bit concerned by some of the match ratings of our players. Jaden Williams is on a 6.5 again. That's a worry. Afari's going to kick it over the halfway line. Towards Williams, nowhere near him. And Luton can come forward with the ball. Pert Harris, Afari's come off his line, and he's done well, actually. That was a worry. Afari just sprinted off his line, and I thought he was just going to make an absolute calamitous error. Instead, he concedes the corner. Lewis Baker takes the corner towards the front post. It's now towards the back post. Burke clears it off the line. We are clinging on here. I was literally saying at the start of this match that I've seen enough from our team to say that we shouldn't be getting relegated. We're not doing anything against Luton, and we're at home. The ball's gone over everybody. We've managed to steal it with Corbino. Counter-attack time, here we go. Williams takes his time. Back to Paul Searle on the right. Nothing. The highlight just ended. No shots took place in that, right? As far as I can tell, no shot took place in that final little bit of a highlight. Right, it is 0-0 at half-time. I'm not happy. I don't like what we've seen because we haven't really done anything. Thomas is playing poorly. Jaden Williams, buddy. What is going on with you? You've not been good enough. You're on a 6-5. I'm giving you till 60 minutes, and then you're getting substituted. Or you can score a goal. Cisse's there, heads just over the bar. And I can't even remember where he's from. Senegalese defender, potentially. Heads over the bar. He's still not scored for the club. I'm waiting. I can't wait. It's going to be a big moment for me. Terrible pass from Dover, and Luton Town potentially can counter-attack, but Thomason steals it back from his former teammate, Jaden Williams, to Thomason, to Humphrey, through to Theo Corbino, and Dovin makes the save. We are starting to look a little bit better in this second half. Humphrey going over to take the corner then, stick it on Cisse's head. Go on, buddy, number 22 at the front post. It's a whipped corner. Jose Ramon heads clear. Going to be a throw, which we're probably not going to see. Dobra and Williams are both playing pretty poorly. Dobra's on a 6-4, Williams is on a 6-5. I said I'd give you the 60. You've had an extra 3 minutes, Jaden. Off you get. Zach Emerson's going to come on. We're also going to do Armando Dobra coming off for... What do we do here? Richard Elise can play as a left-back. Maybe. Or do we just play Richard Elise as a winger? Maybe we just do this. We just go, you know what, Richard Elise, up you get, inside forward. Have some fun. That could be a terrible thing that we've just done, but it might work. We've got 20 minutes left. 20 minutes left to play. Are we going to hold on for a draw? Are we going to maybe find ourselves a winner, or are Luton Town going to basically just kick us while we're down and steal the 3 points right at the end? We've got 5 minutes left. The second half been fairly uneventful. We'll do Thomason coming off. We are doing Matthew Craig coming on. Swap you two round. There we go. 4 minutes of normal time plus injury time. And it is going to be a 0-0 draw. Not the most exciting, but apparently we've had 22 shots. We had 22 shots, and we saw, what, 2? What happened here? We saw none of these highlights. None of these highlights at all. And somehow we had 23 shots, 7 on target. Arguably probably deserved to win that, but I'll take a point. Right, before we end this episode, Jaden Williams... He's gone from scoring twice against Sheffield United, once against Forest, to just being, well, awful the last couple of matches. 6-1 against Blackburn. I can't really shout at him, can I? He got a 6-5. It's not good, but it's not bad. Obedafari, however, I probably can shout at you. Although you got a 7-2 in that one. Your last 5 matches haven't been too great. 2 6.1s. I think we need a new goalkeeper. That is going to do it for this episode. Next episode, I think we're going to go a fair distance in the future. We're going to go all the way to the end of December. So we're probably going to do Reading and Forest, or maybe Forest and Sheffield United. So we'll also have the start of a transfer window. The next couple of matches are winnable. Millwall, Bristol City, Middlesbrough not so much. But yeah, we've got some definitely winnable games there. Hopefully that's 6 points, and then we're probably going to lose those 3. But I'm hoping, currently 15th place in the table, we don't move too far down. Ideally, we move a little bit further up, but I don't see that happening either. I'm thinking mid-table finish in our first season in the Championship is pretty good. Thank you very much for watching this episode. If you did enjoy, do please remember to leave a like. Hit the subscribe button as well. If you are new to the channel and you're enjoying the videos, you can ding the notification bell so you get told when the new videos are released, because right now they are somewhat sporadic, shall we say. And yeah, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Hello and welcome back to Football Manager 2022 with Dover Athletic in the Championship. Today we've got a lot of business to talk about because a lot of things have happened. It's also going to be the opening of the January transfer window. There is a quick summary of the results that have happened in between episodes. We obviously finished last episode with a 0-0 draw against Millwall, Luton even. We then played Millwall. A whole bunch of results. We've actually started playing quite well in December, beating Reading, Derby and Reading again. Omar Bogle has found his goal-scoring boots, and we've also made a new signing. And it might be somebody who's quite familiar to Manchester United fans. It is Joe Hugill, who is, I think right now, kind of one of their hotter prospects playing sort of in their under-18s. We've picked him up on a free transfer because he's been released, I think, by Villa. Yeah, so Villa signed him for £500,000, and yeah, they just released him after one game, so we picked him up on a free. So jumping into the very first match of the episode then, against Nottingham Forest away from home, it will be Obed Afari in goal, Hayden Muller, Mark McGuinness, Leon Pambu and Richard Elise in defence. It's going to be Matthew Craig and Thomason in the middle of the pitch, Romeo Beckham and Theo Corbino on the wings, Jaden Williams and Stuart Humphrey as our strikers. We've got some fitness issues because it's December and basically that's what happens in December, but also we've got some suspensions and a few other bits going on as well, which has kind of thrown a little bit of a spanner in the works. Cisse probably should be playing, but as you can see there, he's not really match fit. So as I mentioned a minute ago, we are actually doing quite well in December. 3 wins out of 4, I think it is. We are currently 11th place in the table, and early on we've got ourselves a free kick in a good position. It's going to be Humphrey to take it with his mohawk. Left-footed from the Blackburn loanee, he curls past the goalkeeper's post. 2 minutes on the clock, but we've had a chance already. And now potentially 5.5 minutes on the clock. Another one might be going our way. Matthew Craig back to Mark McGuinness. On the ground to Thomason. Now Romeo Beckham. Right-hand side is Muller. Back to Craig. Thomason again. Left-hand side is an option if we want to go for it. It's found Richard Elise. Takes a touch. 3 in the box potentially. Corbino. Back to Elise. Now Thomason again. Back to Elise. We're trying to pass our way through, but we're going the wrong way, lads. We're going backwards. Craig over the top. Elise on the left. 3 in the middle. Get the cross in, son. Thomason does it instead, and Romeo Beckham's there. His 6th goal of the season. It's 1-0 against Nottingham Forest, and this is probably a result, if it stays this way, obviously, that I wasn't really expecting. I have just realised as well, I've stopped playing Omar Bogle, despite the fact that he's scored, I think, something like 8 goals in between episodes, which realistically he should be playing. He's our top goal scorer with 12 all season, and we're playing Jaden Williams, who isn't very good. Definitely wasn't very good in the last episode. Williams with the ball, over the top from Muller. Beckham chests it down. Can he get number 2 of the game? And he does get number 2 of the game. Romeo Beckham is performing just as well as his dad. Probably a little bit of hyperbole there. We are 2-0 up against Nottingham Forest. We are putting ourselves well into the top half of the table. 37 points on the board at the halfway point of the season, roughly halfway point. Murray heads over the bar for Forest. And, I mean, we're looking good. I've been saying all this time that I think we're going to be a mid-table side. And realistically, maybe we're pushing for playoffs. I don't want to be pushing for playoffs. We're not ready for it. But if we can kind of keep ourselves close enough, I'll be okay with that. El Yanusi's got the ball ahead of Mark McGuinness. Obed Afari makes a very good save. El Yanusi keeps it in play for some reason. I don't know why he bothered to do that, because they could have had a corner. And instead, we are potentially going to get ourselves a counter-attack. Long ball forward. Humphrey's not going to get there. Nottingham Forest have it on the halfway line. Josh Timon or Timon, I'm never sure what his name is. Murray with the ball. Is this highlight just going to end because they've already had their chance, or is something else going to take place? It's Thomason. Backwards to Richard Elise on the left-hand side. Thomason again. Theo Corbino to Humphrey. Takes a few touches through. Ball finds Jaden Williams. It's a good effort from Williams. He's hit the bar and it's trickled off for a goal kick. That was an interesting highlight, I guess. Corner for El Yanusi to take for Forest again. It's a header clear from McGuinness. Balderson collected it though. I assume an Icelandic man. Plays it back to Timon. Forward. It's headed down. Masengo. Warner gets past his man. He's 1-on-1 with the keeper. It's a superb save from Obed Afari and a great clearance as well from McGuinness. 10 minutes left of the first half. We are obviously 2-0 up. Romeo Beckham apparently should get substituted, even though he's on a hat-trick now. Williams with the ball into Beckham. Is he going to go for goal himself? Back to Williams. I'd love a Beckham hat-trick. I could probably put that in the thumbnail, couldn't I? Warner lumps it upfield. Right-hand side for them, or left-hand side, sorry, for us. Pambu clears the ball, but Kenny's going to probably get it back forward. Masengo to Murray. Across to McKenna with a yellow card. Williams is putting some pressure on him. All the way back to the goalkeeper. There's been a lot of highlights in this game that don't seem to be going anywhere. Dan Nlundulu goes for goal. Obed Afari stops the former Southampton man. Still 2-0 to Dover Athletic. Still not quite half-time either. Free kick. Number 16 is going to step up and take this. Who is it? It is Matthew. Right-footed curling effort. Well over the bar. 2-0, and hopefully it's going to stay 2-0 at half-time. Or we'll just have 1,000 more highlights, apparently. That's also an option. Jaden Williams there. I don't know whether that was intentional, but he's managed to get himself a little bit closer to goal. Right-hand side for Williams. On the ground is Matthew Craig, the former Dover man. Back at Dover, obviously. Williams again with the ball. Tries to cross it in. Kicks it straight into McKenna. Craig's got it again. Wrong way, lad. Wrong. Why have you gone that way? Craig's going to go forward again. Hayden Muller on the right-hand side with a yellow card. Finds Romeo Beckham. Crosses the ball. Finds absolutely nobody. What is this highlight again? Is something happening in this highlight? Because it's gone on for a while, and I don't think anybody's had a shot yet. And Nlundulu plays the ball forward. Finds Warner. McGuinness is there. Warner's effort goes well over the bar. It is still 2-0 to Dover Athletic. And another highlight where not a lot really happened. Well, the second half of the first half was very, very Nottingham Forest based, wasn't it? We started off really well. Before they even had a shot, we were 2-0 up. And then they've just had 18 shots without a reply, essentially. We've had 2 shots since they've had 18. Not ideal. We're not going to do any changes at half-time, even though I feel like we should. Thomason, Beckham, both of them need to be rested, really. Muller also needs to be rested. I'm not going to take off Beckham. He's on a hat-trick. Theo Corbino with a free kick. It's 7 minutes into the second half. Good curling effort from the Canadian, but does go well over the bar. And we're seeing the highlights straight after the goal kick as well. El Yunusi to Balderson. Spins on the spot. Nlundulu, 2 former Saints players playing for Forest at the moment. Matthews managed to get some space for himself. Obed Afari covers it well. It goes wide nonetheless, and it's going to be a goal kick that we are also going to see. We're seeing everything so far in the second half. Afari's ball upfield is awful. It's Masengo. Right-hand side is Matthew. Lots of space. Crosses it in. Nlundulu's not going to get there. Beckham finds Craig to Thomason. Are we going to counter-attack, or is nothing going to come from this highlight? Theo Corbino, long ball forward towards Jaden Williams, who doesn't want to go for the ball. Why is Jaden Williams so bad at football sometimes? It's El Yunusi through ball to Nlundulu, and once again Obed Afari with a cracking save. He's on a 7.5 rating, 7.7 rating now. We are preventing Forest basically from getting back into this game because of Obed Afari. Right, approaching 60 minutes, and we are still somehow 2-0 up. I don't know how we're still 2-0 up. We're going to take off Humphrey for Joe Hugill. Joe Hugill's going to make himself a debut today. I think, do we also do Theo Corbino off for Andrew Moran? Elise's playing badly. We don't have a decent left back. This is something that I always struggle with in this Football Manager, is finding a decent left back. Maybe in January, that's something we need to look towards. It is a free kick for Forest on the halfway line. Murray's going to be the man to take it to Tymont. El Yunusi, ball over the top towards Nlundulu, but doesn't get there. Leon Pambu, though, decides to pass it straight across to Balderson. It's 2-1. And straight after the goal, there is another highlight. Do we do some tactics here? Potentially go park the bus, shut up shop, maybe something like that. Kenny all the way back to McCrory. Over towards Craig. It's Moran to Williams. Right hand side is Muller. Goes for goal, does the fullback. It's off the bar. We've hit the bar twice now. And Forest can counter, but we're not going to see anything. Instead, we're going to see a Romeo Beckham corner on the right hand side. Not sure who that was towards. Thomason's picked it up. Back to Beckham, in the middle towards Williams. He can't get his shot away. Jaden Williams is just not very good at football, is he? Final 20 minutes, and we've potentially got ourselves a little break going here. Romeo Beckham running through the middle. No one really coming towards him, so he's gone for a long-range effort into the hands of the goalkeeper. Could have been Beckham's hat-trick. Definitely wasn't. Forest now with a chance of their own in a good position, but Leon Pambu clears. Beckham has 0 energy. Thomason has 0 energy. We've got 1 sub left to do. I think we might need to look at shutting up shop. Obed Afari just about manages to save that one. Let's hopefully we can just defend this corner. And then, Obed Afari. Obed Afari needs a knighthood after that. He's been superb. El Yunusi with another corner towards the back post this time. Matthew Craig gets it clear. End the highlight, please. Just end the highlight. Murray on the ground. Josh Tymon on the left. There are 4 red shirts in the box at least. Masengo makes 5. McGuinness passes it comfortably back to Obed Afari. And we clear the ball. We've got 15 minutes to try and hold on. Do you remember this formation? We're going to try and do something with this. I mean, Jaden Williams is not going to be a central defender, is he? What are we even going to do here? I think we're going to go for that, actually. So all we have done is we bought off Romeo Beckham because he's absolutely knackered and he's got 2 goals to his name. We put Jaden Williams onto the right wing. Reece Burke has come on to make that 3-man defence. And we are just going to hopefully hold on for the final 15 minutes. I said hold on for the final 15 minutes, although we do have ourselves potentially a chance. McGuinness with the ball all the way back to Obed Afari. Smashes it over the halfway line towards Jaden Williams, playing as a winger now. Joe Hugill. Don't think he's even kicked the ball since coming on the pitch, has he? It's Yilmaz. He's going to go for a little run forward. Anderson back to Yilmaz once again. And Anderson all the way back to the goalkeeper. Strange highlights so far. Murray, loads and loads of space for the defender to go for a lovely run forward, which he is doing. Masengo, long ball. What a ball that is, if he can keep that in play. And he does, crosses in. McGuinness clears, but not good enough. And oh my word, Niall Woolley's just made it 2-2. I say we haven't deserved this. We have deserved a draw here. We haven't been very good since about the 8th minute. We've just been holding on. But we just we gave that away. Nottingham Forest have had 32 shots against us. Now 34, 16 of them on target. And they are potentially going to draw 2-2 with us. Although, they've got obviously a chance right now. And if this goes in, this is going to be heartbreak. It's over the bar. Obed Afari still on an 8.2 rating. Because he has saved 14 shots? That's pretty good. If you told me at the start of the match we'd get a draw against Forest, I would have taken that. If you told me we would have been 2-0 up after, 10 minutes, and then we'd get a draw, probably wouldn't be so happy. When you see that Forest had 37 shots, I think we've got no choice but to accept that. So, 24 games into the season, so 1 game over the halfway mark. We find ourselves 10th place in the table, 9 wins, 8 draws, 7 defeats. I think it's safe to say we're probably not getting relegated this season. We're going to go forward to the 1st of January where we're going to have some transfers coming in. 3 goalkeepers. We'll get to that in a minute. And also we'll play Sheffield United as well. It's about 40 minutes this episode. It's the 1st of January, it's 9 o'clock in the morning, and we have signed 3 new goalkeepers. 2 of them are hopefully players for the future. We've done some scouting of the lower leagues, and by scouting, I mean one of my scouts found 2 goalkeepers in the lower league, so we've brought them in. Kyron Kensdale is first up, formerly of Fulham, got released, went to Lowestoft, and I mean, I don't think he's looked amazing, but apparently he's got some potential, 4-star potential. Maybe he might get some games. He's also got 8 free kick taken. Somebody who's a little bit different is Matt Johnston, who is a 19-year-old English goalkeeper signed from Basford. Never played for any other team other than Basford. So hopefully, hopefully they're both good goalkeepers. But I don't know whether he's come through a decent youth system. We might get lucky, we might get unlucky with this guy. And finally, somebody who has joined on loan for a month currently, because I signed him on loan back in October, and turns out you can't do that. So I had to wait till the 1st of January. Is it Carl Jacob Hine, a 25-year-old Estonian, formerly of Arsenal or currently of Arsenal. I'm trying to sign him on a free transfer because he's out of contract at the end of the season. Arsenal clearly don't want him, and he's much better than Obed Afari. For match number 2, then, we return to the South Coast to play Sheffield United. This is not going to be an easy game, is it? Because I assume 5 years ago they were maybe a Premier League side. Who knows? It's going to be Obed Afari in goal, keeping his place ahead of Hine, because basically we've just seen what Obed Afari can do when he's on form. It's going to be Burke, McGuinness, Cisse and Tim Hayes in defence, Searle and Thomason in midfield, Beckham and Corbino on the wings. Joe Hugill makes his first start for the club alongside Stuart Humphrey. We are annoyingly missing Omar Bogle through an injury at the moment, which is not ideal. So we've picked up 1 point so far in this episode. I'm not particularly confident about the game against Sheffield United, but who knows? We might get lucky like we did against Forest. Humphrey with a corner for us, 4 minutes on the clock. McGuinness was there. I think that might have been Cisse potentially as well. Tim Hayes has got the ball for us. He's been pushed in the back. It's going to be a free kick. Are we going to see the free kick? Yes, we are. I'm not sure who the man is taking it. It's Beckham. Of course it's Beckham. Towards Cisse. Doesn't manage to get his head away. Cisse is going to collect it though. But the highlight ends. Hayes' throw towards Corbino, but straight at Guedes. That is not a good throw at all. Corbino's nicked the ball, though, for us. He's gone for a little run, and he just ran straight into Sam Baldock. And now Walter to Guedes on the right-hand side. Number 27's going off onto the wing. Is he going to cross the ball in? 3 in the box. It's not the best cross all the way over. Neto's collected it, though. Davis on the left. Number 5. He's crossed it in towards the middle as well. Tim Hayes has just decided it didn't matter who was behind him. They weren't going to score. Rico with a goal kick for Sheffield United. Sheffield United seem to have turned into Wolves. Is that just me? Have they turned into Wolves, or am I just overthinking this? Corbino with the ball on the left-hand side. Basically, they seem to have a lot of Portuguese players. Corbino's chested this down into the penalty area. What are you going to do? He stopped and crosses it towards Beckham, but it's not the best cross from the Canadian. Plays it back is Burke. Now Paul Searle, all the way back to McGuinness. Searle again, coming forward. Thomason. Corbino to Humphrey, back to Corbino, long range effort from the winger. It's saved by Sergio Rico. It's going to be a corner with 10 minutes left to play of the first half. Romeo Beckham, the man to take it. Is he as good as his dad at corners? It's a handball from Mark McGuinness. Burke with a throw now on the right-hand side. I mean, there's a lot of Dover coming forward. Beckham tries to find one of our players and can't manage it. McGuinness plays the ball forward to Thomason. Now Searle. Now Cisse. Back to Paul Searle. Through ball on the right-hand side is towards Burke. Crosses in towards Humphrey. He's chested it down towards the goalkeeper there. Wasn't a shot, was it? And the worrying thing is the highlight is carried on. Burke wins the head for us. Romeo Beckham collects as well. Back to Burke. You're going to go for a long ball forward. Nope, across to Paul Searle instead. On the ground to Humphrey. In the middle is George Thomason, the former Luton man. Plays it backwards to our Senegalese international defender. Stuart Humphrey through ball to Theo Corbino once again, and this time the Canadian can tuck the ball away past Sergio Rico. It is 1-0 to Dover Athletic with about 7 minutes left to play of the first half here on the south coast, and we have taken the lead. A goal that, in the grand scheme of things, and a lead in the grand scheme of things, doesn't really mean too much. We're not going to move a single position in the table, but it's potentially 3 points. I'm pleased we've created lots of chances and we've got on the scoreboard. Sure, we'll say that. No changes at the half-time break for us. I'm looking at Joe Hugill. 6.5 at the moment for the new signing. Tim Hayes to Humphrey to Thomason. Where are you going to go? Tries to get some space for himself and does manage to do it. Humphrey back to Searle. Right-hand side is Burke. He's managed to find Burke as well. 4 in the box. Cross it in, buddy. He does cross it in. Theo Corbino's there. Sergio Rico comes out and can hold on to that one. Now he's going to go for a run round his penalty area. He's also kicked it long over the halfway line, but it's coming back from us. Joe Hugill towards Humphrey. It's not the best pass. It's all the way back to Rico once again. Searle, Thomason. Left-hand side is Theo Corbino. Our goals at the moment seem to only be coming from wingers, don't they? Corbino's in on goal. Really should have got a second of the game. Instead wins a corner. Romeo Beckham's the man to take it, of course, on that left-hand side, right-footed corner. It's a terrible corner, not as good as your dad, and it's gone off for a throw. Right, time for some changes. Joe Hugill coming off. Jaden Williams is going to come on. I'm wondering whether... do we do a false 9? I'm going to put him as a false 9. I don't know whether that's a good idea. We're also going to take off Romeo Beckham because he was good in the last match, not so good in this one. It's going to be Andrew Moran coming on. Let's do no more changes for the moment. We've still got 30 minutes to play. We've got a slender lead, but then again, Sheffield United haven't had a single shot on target, which means they're probably going to win 2-1. Final 15 of the game. Looking at the match ratings now for us, Paul Searle's on 6.3. So I think that is going to be our final changes. Mr. Searle coming off. We're going to drop this mess that I've just decided to do there. There you go. You saw what I did. We brought on Silko Thomas. 2 minutes and 15 seconds left to play. Sheffield United still without a shot on target, which means this is their prime opportunity to score an equaliser. They've hit the post. They have hit the post with 2 minutes to play and we've cleared the ball upfield. And that was the last action of the game, and that is our first victory on camera, I think, for Season 7. Our first season in the Championship. Defensively, look at those numbers from the defenders. 7-6 for the 2 centre-backs. Afari once again proving maybe we didn't need a new goalkeeper. Well, that is going to do it for this episode of Dover Athletic. There you can see the league table then, 10th place in the league, which is actually pretty decent if you ask me. Next episode, we are probably going to go a fair way down the road. I'm thinking we might do Wigan and Portsmouth. I think that's where we might end up. So we're going to have all of January, all of February off camera, and then we're going to kind of lead in towards the end of the season. But thank you very much for watching this episode. If you did enjoy, do please remember to leave a like, subscribe to the channel as well if you are new and you're enjoying the content, and I will see you in the next one, where hopefully we're still a mid-table championship side. That's the goal. Thanks for watching. Hello and welcome back to Football Manager 2022 with Dover Athletic, and as you can probably see by the league table on the left-hand side, things have gone arguably too well in between episodes. We're up to third. And the reason for that is we have basically won, 8 games in a row? Blackburn, we beat 4-0, Hull, Luton, Bristol City, Sunderland, Peterborough, Ipswich, and then Millwall. We only conceded, we kept 5 clean sheets in that as well. We've obviously lost a couple of games, but it does mean third place in the championship, 3 points off of an automatic promotion spot somehow. I'm not really sure what's just gone on. End of the last episode as well, obviously it was the start of January, the transfer window was still open, we didn't do any more business. We've loaned out a couple of players and sold a couple of players. Gary Ballard has gone out on loan to Kings Lynn, Kyron Kensdale has gone out on loan to Billericay, we've sold Alistair Smith and Armando Dobra for £55,000, which actually pretty good money. And in today's episode, we were supposed to do Wigan and Portsmouth, but the Wigan game has literally just been postponed after I recorded the first clip, so we're going to be playing Portsmouth and Preston instead. So time for match number 1 then of the episode. It's second versus third, although I think we might have dropped down the table because of the postponed game. It is up against Portsmouth. It's going to be Obed Afari in goal. Muller, McGuinness, Burke and Silko Thomas in defence. Annoyingly, Burke has to play because Cisse is suspended for 3 whole matches, which means we're not going to see him in this episode. Pulsell and Thomason in midfield with Beckham, Moran, Bogle and Williams as our strikers. We're obviously missing out on the left-hand side Theo Corbino as well. He'll hopefully be back for the next match. He's out for 4 days. So weirdly, if we win this match, we could move up into second place in the table. We are all the way down in 6th now, apparently, but if we win, it would need to be 3 or 4-0. We could move ourselves into second place. You can see, actually, from the league table how tight everything is, which is probably why we are so far up the table, because there's only about 2 points between us and about mid-table, I think. On a Sunday on the right-hand side for Portsmouth, 7 minutes on the clock, crosses it in, Jude Soonsop-Bell, back to Morel. It's a lovely goal, it's not Morel, it was number 12. It was Reece Burke with an own goal. So that goal puts Portsmouth up onto 68 points. We are a long way away now from an automatic automatic promotion spot. I mean, realistically, playoffs kind of starts to become our target for the season. We are still, hopefully, somewhat in this game. Silko Thomas with a throw for us. Finds Jaden Williams. Back to Thomas once again down the left-hand side. We've got a runner. Thomas is just going to keep going. Moran across to Williams. The club's top goal scorer. He has broken the record set by Rob Street a few years ago. Moran, poor pass from Moran straight to Grimes. And now McBurney to Morel. Through ball towards Grimes. It's a good slide tackle from Searle, but it's still managed to find a Portsmouth shirt. On the ground to Soonsop-Bell. And it is 2-0. It's not 2-0. The flag's gone up. He's offside. Something's not happening for our strikers, is it, today? We've got Bogle and Williams. Bogle's on a 6-4. Romeo Beckham's on a 6-4 as well. Bogle's dropped to a 6-3 before half-time. We're still kind of in this game. We're still kind of in it. What I'm going to do, I did actually change our attacker. It was Jaden Williams, and I'm going to put him back. I think it was a pressing forward. I mean, that's what we're going to go for. Well, defensively, we're looking all right with Muller and McGuinness. Everyone else, I guess Thomason as well is on a 6-8, not doing too badly, but everyone else isn't playing very well at all. It does look like it's going to be a nice quick match for match number 1 of the episode. We're going to do this change at Bogle for Stuart Humphrey. I mean, look how good Humphrey is. I feel like I should be playing him regardless. He doesn't score goals, that's the problem. Right, we're going to do some rejigging as well of our defence. We're going to do Richard Elise coming on from Moran as a left-back. Silko Thomas moves up to left wing. Do we also do that? Do we also do Romeo Beckham off for Tim Hayes, who has played recently as a left-back? He's now going to play as a right winger. He's versatile. 66th minute, Elise's throw. Thomason to Thomas. Back to Richard Elise. Are we going to get ourselves a highlight at all? It's all the way back to Obed Afari. I mean, so far, we haven't looked like doing anything dangerous. Every time they've done something, it's been because we misplace a pass. So I wouldn't be surprised if the same thing happens again. Paul Searle finds Hayden Muller on the right-hand side. Down on the ground, finds Tim Hayes. 3, maybe 4 in the box. Crosses it in. It's over everybody, and it's a header clear. Elise needs to get there first and does so. Thomason facing away from goal. Back to Elise on the left. Back again. This time to Burke. Elise again on the left. Burke again. Where are we going, lads? Mark McGuinness, our star player, one of our 2 star players so far in this match. Stuart Humphrey plays it through. Silko Thomas goes for goal. And Mavogo makes a good save. Is that Yvonne Mavogo? That's a very good goalkeeper. No wonder why we're losing. We've actually had XG of 1.5 and we've seen 1 shot. How have we had so many chances that are actually half decent? Tim Hayes to Hayden Muller. This second half, or the last 10 minutes or so of the second half, we seem to be getting back into this. Thomason to Tim Hayes, tries to get some space and can't manage it. Back to Paul Searle, Jaden Williams outside the area, Hayden Muller, the fullback, has blasted that into the bottom corner, his first goal of the season. And if we can steal a point here, this could be a massive point. But I'm not going to change anything, and I'm going to try and go for the win. And successfully have no more highlights until the end of the game. Arguably, we should have won that game. We were the better side. We had so many shots, 10 shots on target, an XG of 1.8. Was their goalkeeper, Mavogo, man of the match? 6.9. He saved 9 shots. He gets a 6.9. Well, because of that result, we are now down in 6th place, but we're still within a fighting chance. Leeds have actually leapt over Portsmouth into 2nd place in the table. Next up, it is 23rd place Preston. We should win that one. From one end of the table to the opposite then, it is Preston away from home. They are down, I think still in 23rd place in the table. This is what we're going to go for our starting 11. It will be Sinisalo starting in goal today because they're 23rd, and I feel like Sinisalo deserves a game every now and then. Muller, McGuinness, Pambu and Thomas in defence, Searle and Thomason in midfield, Beckham and Moran on the wings, Williams and Humphrey up front. Williams is wanted by Cardiff, which means we might end up selling our top goal scorer if we can get around £500,000. That's big money for somebody who cost us literally nothing and has got double figures in the last 4 seasons. I know we're a few seasons in, but Preston North End are sat 23rd in the Championship and have Miguel Almiron playing for them. How is Almiron playing that low down? He's 34. Okay, that might explain why, but still, he's not a bad footballer. Arguably, he'd get into our team. Now, ironically, I imagine we are probably going to do poorly against Preston because they are down the wrong end of the table, and against Portsmouth at the right end of the table, we did alright and still didn't win the game. It's taken nearly half an hour for the first highlight to get here, and annoyingly, it is Preston with the ball on the right-hand side. Stenhouse is the man. Plays it to Coyle in the penalty area. Back to Stenhouse. Tries a dinked cross but can't find anybody apart from Romeo Beckham. And now Almiron to Rodgers. Long range effort from Rodgers. Goes just wide of Sinisalo's post. Remains 0-0. First real chance goes to Preston. Second chance is going to go to us, question mark, hopefully. Towards Pambu. It was a strange throw. I'm not really sure why we did that. Preston can clear their lines, but Silko Thomas is going to hopefully send it straight back down the left-hand side he goes. Stops instead. Back to Leon Pambu, making a rare start today. Thomason to Humphrey. Williams is in front. Does use Jaden Williams through to Thomason. Thomason's effort is saved well by the goalkeeper, and Preston clear the ball. Are we going to keep this alive through Mark McGuinness? Arguably our best player of the season so far. No, we don't. And at half-time then, it is 0-0. And we have been the better side technically when it comes to XG, but it's mainly from a couple of decent chances. We should be on top. We should hopefully win this one. I'm going to say I'm happy, even though a couple of players I will then say individually to Moran, because I don't know what it is with you, buddy. You're not very good at football, are you? I'm going to say I'm not happy with any of your performances, and hopefully it's going to fire somebody up. It did annoy Beckham. First highlight of the second half takes just 1 minute and 40 seconds, and Preston are the team coming forward. Almiron, poor pass is intercepted. Now Beckham on the ground finds Jaden Williams. He's not scored on camera in a very long time. Is he going to do it now? No, he isn't. He hits the outside of the post. It would have been easier to score, Jaden. Stuart Humphrey is on a 6.3 now. I'm not sure what you're doing. Marquez's free kick is saved? It is saved. Sinisalo with a very good save there. Preston have themselves a chance from the corner. Left-footed on the left-hand side is Miguel Almiron, the Paraguay international. It's cleared by Mark McGuinness, but it's probably coming back towards us. Malumbi, sorry. Mandy crosses it in. McGuinness gets the ball clear. Highlight's probably going to end with nothing really happening. There you go. Still not quite at the 60-minute mark, but we are going to do ourselves a couple of changes. That's something we're going to do. We're going to drop Humphrey to a left winger, and we're going to change Moran for Bogle, I think, is what we'll go for. So hopefully Stuart Humphrey can do something on that wing, because right now it's not working. Do we also play Bogle? I mean, Bogle as a poacher? Maybe? Let's try Bogle as a poacher. Free kick for Bogle to take over the top towards Williams, and Williams has gone down. It's a penalty. Straight away from the substitutions, Bogle's kicked the ball once and won a penalty, and hopefully the old man is going to convert this one as well. Steps up then left-footed against Carl Darlow, blasts it past the goalkeeper, making it 1-0 to Dover Athletic. His 16th goal of the season. Most of them, I think, have been penalties, but he scored quite a lot of goals already. 60 minutes on the clock, 1-0 up against Preston. Now, can we just hold on? Preston have themselves a chance, so a few minutes later, McGuinness clears. Humphrey doesn't win the head because he doesn't want to ruin his haircut. Moran crosses it in. Whiteman's been pushed over by Beckham, and it's going to be 1-1 on penalties. Whiteman against Sinisalo, who is on a 7.0 rating, so he's playing well. Is his confidence high enough to save it? No, it isn't. It's blasted past the goalkeeper, and it is 1-1. And almost straight away, another chance, looking like it's going Preston's way. Earl with the ball, goes for a long-range chance over the bar of Sinisalo. Remains 1-1. I think we need to change something. Humphrey is playing poorly even on the wing, so you can come off for that. We'll do that. We'll put Richard Elise on as a left-back. Do we also look at doing... I mean, we've got just fitness concerns, haven't we? Muller, McGuinness, Searle, Thomason, all looking tired. I think we're going to do Searle, and we're going to do Matthew Craig coming on for Searle. That is all of our changes. No room for any tactical tweaks anymore. I mean, Preston have been the better side, haven't they? They've had a lot more chances. They've got a high XG, but most of that is due to the penalty. But then again, we've got a high XG, most of it due to our penalty. Pambu's ball towards nobody on the left. What a terrible pass from the Frenchman. And now Davidson's managed to get past his man. Davidson on goal. And Michael David has made it 2-1 to Preston. I mean, I literally said at the start of this game, what's more likely to happen is we're going to lose this game, because basically it's a team down the wrong end of the table, and all of that comes from a poor Leon Pambu pass. Are we going to now hopefully equalise? 9 minutes left to play. Silko Thomas controls it in the penalty area. Needs to find somebody. It's found Jaden Williams. Fisher with the block. We've got ourselves a corner. Romeo Beckham's going to be the man to take it. Whip it in. As good as your dad, please. That'll be lovely. Beckham's corner comes in. Mark McGuinness is there. He heads over the bar. It is going to be a 2-1 defeat against Preston. Really, game? This is what you're going to do to me? 5 minutes of injury time. We are not going to get anything out of this, are we? I've gone attacking for the final couple of minutes. Nothing is going to take place, and we have lost the game that we should have won. We were the better side. We gave away a stupid penalty. We couldn't score goals at all. That was the problem we had. We had an XG of 2.55, scored 1 from a penalty. I'm going to thrash arms. I'm far from pleased. That was a terrible performance, and I'm going to pick some fights and some players after this match. First of all, Andrew Moran. Buddy, you kind of start a lot of games, but you often play so poorly that we don't really get to see you do anything. So I'm going to criticise... I'm just going to do your last game, even though it should be the one before. I mean, that worked. Stuart Humphrey is just the most up and down footballer. 7.1 the last game, 6.2 this match. I'm going to warn him about his last game. Your finishing was terrible. You squandered a lot of chances. And then we're just going to have a look at the squad and sort by last 5 games. Romeo Beckham, 6.66. We'll have a chat with you, buddy, about your recent form. That one, sure. I agree. I've been disappointed. Thanks, Romeo. Tim Hayes as well was arguably one that we could talk to. No, it isn't. He's not played many. We'll leave him alone. That is going to do it for this episode. Next episode will potentially be the final episode of Season 7, where we will play Derby, Leeds, and possibly Watford. And we might end up in the playoffs, we might end up in an automatic promotion spot, we might just balls up the rest of March and April and mean absolutely nothing, so it might just be Leeds and Watford. Thank you very much for watching this one. If you did enjoy, do please remember to leave a like, hit the subscribe button as well if you are new to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one for potentially the final episode of Season 7. Thanks for watching. With 2 games left of the season, this is how the league table looks, and we are literally joint on points with Portsmouth, on the edge of a potential playoff spot in our first season in the Championship. We can't get promoted, but we can certainly finish in the playoffs. The problem is we have to play 2nd place Leeds and 4th place Watford. I think we're not getting promoted this season. In between episodes, we have been considerably poor, in my opinion. We've won a couple of games, but we've drawn most of them. We've also lost a couple of games as well. We beat AFC Wimbledon and we beat Wigan, which is actually quite nice because that was the match we were supposed to have in the last episode, and obviously we didn't manage to get that one. We've scored a fair amount of goals, but we've also conceded a lot. Let's jump forward then to the Leeds game, and I guess we just don't want to embarrass ourselves. The starting lineup for the Leeds game then will be Obed Afari in goal, Muller, Burke, Cisse and Thomas in defence, Searle and Thomason in midfield, Beckham and Corbino on the wings, Williams and Humphrey up front. I would like to point out how good Abdul Karim Cisse is turning out to be. He is a 4.5 star current ability player. Obviously this is based on the rest of our team. He's not that good, but he's superb for our kind of level of football, or not even our level. He's not superb for the Championship. He's superb for us in the Championship. Only 21 years of age. We might not be holding on to Karim Cisse for too much longer. We have obviously been on a poor form lately, so in order to try and get into the playoffs, we need to somehow break our poor form and also manage to beat Leeds and or Watford to be able to do that, and hope also Portsmouth and I guess Forest don't really do too much. We can also drop down a little bit because Peterborough aren't too far behind us. They are kind of in that playoff chase as well, but they might be out of the fight. We also do need to have some highlights taking place in this match if anything is going to go on and we're going to get into the playoffs. A win here will put us into the playoffs currently because Portsmouth, I think, are still drawing their game. It is Patrick De Paula with a free kick for Leeds United, and it is 1-0, and that is probably the first nail in the coffin for our playoff hopes. Another chance for Leeds coming from a corner. Nelson is the man to take the corner. Strujic, I can never say his name, hits it over the bar. Is that Reece Nelson as well? It is. The Leeds team is ridiculous. Humphrey with the corner for us. It's towards the front post, and Abdou Karim Cisse gets his 6th goal of the season. It's 1-1. We're back into it. And that Cisse goal was the last action that we saw from the first half. I mean, we're doing well. In my opinion, this is not a bad performance at all. Corbino on a 6.4, which is not ideal, but we don't really have anyone who's capable of playing on the left-hand side, even as a fullback or a winger. We just don't have the players. We've moved up into 6th. Portsmouth are losing their game. Who are they playing? Who are Portsmouth playing? I mean, I can't see because it's decided not to load. Humphrey with a free kick for us after 67 minutes. Curling effort is saved by Walton. He gets the ball back on the edge of the area. Still 3 in the box. He's played it all the way back to Paul Searle. What a ball that is from Paul Searle to find Humphrey. Back to Muller. Is he going to go for a chance? He does. It's blocked by the defender. We're trying to keep this highlight alive. Corbino heads down and it's found its way back to the goalkeeper. Now Leeds can possibly counter. No, they can't. Let's do ourselves a substitution, which is going to be Theo Corbino coming off. Andrew Moran is going to be coming on. Do we do anything else? We've got Romeo Beckham on a 6-5 as well. Let's do Richard Elise. So 20 minutes left to play. We are up into 6th place with 1 game potentially left to play. Obviously, we still need to hope we can steal a point from this Leeds United match. If we do that, we are... Hayden Muller's got himself sent off? No? Just a yellow. It's a free kick in a very good position. Patrick De Paula once again, same place, hits it over the bar, this time as loud motorbikes probably drive past my house. Final 5 minutes, we've nicked the ball here. This is potentially a good sign. Jaden Williams, Paul Searle. Right-hand side is going to be Richard Elise, isn't it? Burke forward to Elise. Now Williams on the ground, finds Muller on the right-hand side. Loads and loads of space to run into. 4, 5, 6 in the box. Humphrey is there. And Stuart Humphrey may well have just punched our ticket to the playoffs. With that goal as well, we're going to do one final change. Omar Bogle is going to come on for Jaden Williams. We are 2-1 up against Leeds United with literally 4 minutes left to play. We are potentially going to ruin Leeds United's chance of automatic promotion as well with that. We're still joint 73 points. I think Portsmouth are winning. I think possibly Peterborough might be winning their game as well. So we're still not really in the driving seat for automatic promotion. The ball comes forward. It's Harrison, controls it in the area. Obed Afari holds on. He was offside. Anyway, we've got 3 minutes of injury time. 3 minutes of injury time. Portsmouth, 72 points. So they aren't winning their game. Thomas's corner is going to come in. Cisse's there, heads just over the bar. That is probably the final action of the game. But what a match to win. If this is going to potentially get us into the playoffs, that's a bit nuts. The highlight is carrying on though. It's with Silko Thomas, the fullback, all the way back to the goalkeeper, Obed Afari. Kicks it long, over nobody, apparently. And that is a very, very good and a very useful 3 points against a ridiculously good Leeds team. If I'm honest, take a look at how good that team is. How have we managed to win that? So with 1 game left of the league season to play, we are sat in 6th place. We don't have goal difference, but we do have points on our side. So we go forward to the final game of the season, which is against Watford, which obviously they're chasing for automatic promotion. Not ideal. Let's go forward. Final game of the season. Are we going to get ourselves playoff football? So 2 things could happen in this match. Watford could get themselves automatic promotion, or we could get ourselves playoffs and potentially spoil Watford's promotion party. Obviously, I kind of want the second one, but then again, do we really want to become a Premier League side or potentially a Premier League side this early on? Because let's face it, we're not even good enough for the Championship. This is going to be the starting lineup then. It's going to be Obedafari, Muller, Burke, Cisse and Thomas in defence, Searle and Craig Funn in midfield, Corbino, Moran on the wings, Williams and Humphrey as our strikers. We've dropped Romeo Beckham because, actually, no, we're not going to drop Romeo Beckham. We're going to play our normal, Beckham and Corbino. Corbino's been playing poorly lately, so has Moran. We've basically not had very good wingers, and let's take a very quick look at Craig Funn, who I think we signed at the start of the season, maybe in January. He's good, he just doesn't really get many games. I don't know why I don't play him, because he's actually a lot better than probably some of our other options. So the worst case scenario would be Watford win, obviously we lose, and then we drop out of the top 6. That is the worst case scenario, and I'm kind of concerned that it might happen. We need to take a look to see what other teams are playing, because obviously I think Portsmouth are the main one that are chasing us, and as a Southampton fan, that is not going to go down too well if we don't get playoffs and Portsmouth do. But again, I said this earlier, do we really want to be pushing for the Premier League when we are not good enough for the Championship? We're barely good enough for League One at the moment. We've been overachieving for the last 4 seasons. Fern has the ball for us. The first 30 seconds have all been a highlight. Humphrey's chasing the ball down. Kelleher clears that ball upfield. Beereth controls it well. Past Burke, goes for goal. Obedafari with a save. Cisse stops it going off for a corner. Quite a lot happened there, but also nothing happened. Portsmouth are playing Wigan, and Wigan look like they're down the wrong end of the table. That is the main real result that we need to keep an eye on. That is the team that are fighting us. Smallbone to Christensen, Angel Gomez, or Angel Gomez even, Angel Gomez. 90-degree Angel Gomez. Mika Beereth heads it down. Muller gets it clear for us. Beckham to Jaden Williams, across to Hayden Muller. Humphrey is there in the middle, but he's got so much pressure from Watford in front of him. Burke's going to go for a run the centre-back. Where are you going, buddy? Finds Williams. Right-hand side is Hayden Muller. Still not even 10 minutes on the clock. Muller finds Romeo Beckham. Beckham goes for goal, hits it over the bar. Still 0-0, but a first real chance going our way. Free kick for Gomez to take it. It's found its way to Farias, and Facundo Farias has made it 1-0 to Watford, and it was inevitable, really. They're just so much better than us, although Leeds were so much better than us as well. Watford have potentially condemned us to another season in the Championship, and maybe them getting themselves back into the Premier League. But we do have another highlight straight after the goal. It's towards Williams. He's not going to get there. We've managed to get it back through Fern. Corbino back to Craig Fern, the Welshman. Plays it on the ground to Humphrey. His chance is saved by Kelleher. It's going to be a corner. Beckham's gone over to take it right-footed with his purple boots. It's towards Cisse at the front post, and it goes just wide of the goalkeeper's post. Still 1-0 to Watford. Still 0-0 Portsmouth and Wigan elsewhere. We are probably going to see all of this match, by the way, because we need to keep an eye on what's going on down the south coast. Beckham with a good slide, but doesn't manage to get hold of the ball properly. Christensen forward to Beereth, who I think is the top goalscorer in the league at the moment. Obedafari can stop him, adding to his tally. There are a lot of highlights taking place in this match. We're 25 minutes in, and again, Watford are coming forward with the ball. Angel Gomez, I keep calling him Angel. Why am I calling him Angel Gomez? It's crossed in. Beereth is there. This time goes over the bar. We have not really managed to get a foothold in this game at the moment. Watford having all the chances. I guess we do need to keep an eye on what's going on with Peterborough. I think they're away from home, but their goal difference is considerably worse than ours. So even if they win their game, they need to win it about 4 or 5-0. Smallbones in on goal, and the former Southampton man rattles the underside of the bar and it trickles off for a goal kick. Peterborough are losing against Preston, so that's one less team to worry about. Humphrey's cross comes in towards Cisse, doesn't get it. Beckham to Stuart Humphrey. 2-3 in the box. It's back to the central defender Cisse, who realistically would have stayed in the penalty area, shouldn't he? Burke to Humphrey across. Theo Corbino's there, and how has he not scored? How has he not scored that chance? Corner again, then Humphrey again to take it with his mohawk towards the front post. It's Burke or maybe Cisse there, but it goes over the bar. 5 minutes left of the first half. We are still in the playoffs currently. And as half-time hits, we are still currently in the playoffs. We should have scored. Theo Corbino should have scored that chance, because I think that was literally a 1.0 XG chance. It was harder to miss. We're going to go straight into the second half. I do need to quickly scroll down. I think it is still 1-0 to Preston against Peterborough. Portsmouth 0-0 with Wigan. Gomez's free kick curls just wide of the post. Preston now 2-0 up. Second half has been a lot less eventful, shall we say, than the first half. I mean, do we even do anything here? We're 65 minutes on the clock. I want to do something. We're just playing distinctly average, aren't we? Beckham's going to come off for Andrew Moran. I think we'll put him on the right-hand side. We will also take off Theo Corbino, and we'll put Moran on the left-hand side, and we'll do Tim Hayes? Sure. Humphrey's got the ball for us. I don't think we've managed to do our subs just yet. No, we haven't, because that is Romeo Beckham there on Angel Gomez. His name's Angle from now on, okay? Gomez has the ball on the halfway line for Watford, 65th minute. Christensen, Songui, a player who I had on one of the former Football Managers. I think I had him from Rupel Boom in Belgium. It's Barr, loads of space, finds Beereth, takes a couple of touches, wonderful save from Obed Afari. It's going to be a corner, and we should hopefully get our subs done now. We have managed to get our subs done now, but they're still going to have the corner on camera. No, they're not. Okay, they'll have another one instead. Gomez is going to take this one, right-footed, towards the 6-yard box, a header clear. Humphrey's going to hopefully get there first. He doesn't manage it. And Faustino Asprilla, how was Asprilla playing? Will Smallbone's gone for a very long-range effort. Hits it over the bar. Still 1-0 to Watford. We're still in this game. And Wigan-Portsmouth is still 0-0. If Portsmouth score, they go into 6th place. We're in the final 10. The final 10 minutes, we're going to do our final substitution as well. It's going to be Joe Hugill coming on. Realistically, if we can score a goal, we're done. That's enough. That's enough for us to get playoffs. If Portsmouth score a goal, it's a disaster. We've got 3 minutes to play. We've played all of the time. I don't know what's happened. Have we got playoffs? We've lost against Watford. Have we got I mean, the players look dejected. Did we? I don't know what's happened. Right, what's going on? We're awaiting the media reaction. Where have we finished 6th? We have finished 6th. Portsmouth drew 0-0 with Wigan. Oh my word, Wigan had nothing to play for, and Portsmouth absolutely bottled it. We're in the playoffs. And do you know what's really frustrating about us being in the playoffs? We get to play Watford again next, I think. Oh no, we don't. We get Leeds. The team that... Oh, did Leeds not make... Oh, we've royally screwed Leeds over. We beat them, and then we lost to Watford, which meant Leeds dropped from 2nd down to 3rd. So then, next episode will be a Leeds double header, and then maybe there might be one more episode after that where we will play the playoff final, which will be against Nottingham Forest or Middlesbrough. Let's be honest, we'll probably lose against Leeds. Thank you very much for watching this episode. If you did enjoy, do please remember to leave a like, hit the subscribe button as well if you're new to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one in the playoffs to maybe get to the Premier League. Thanks for watching. Hello and welcome back to Football Manager 2022 with Dover Athletic, and there you can see the season preview where they expected us to finish at the bottom of the Championship, and we are playing against Leeds United, who are expected to finish at the top of the Championship in the playoffs. This is not going to be particularly easy. In the other playoff semi-final, it's going to be Middlesbrough versus Nottingham Forest. We recently beat Leeds. Literally last episode we beat Leeds 2-1, I think it was, so hopefully we can do the same again. Let's just jump straight in and try and get ourselves maybe to a playoff final. The starting lineup then for the home leg. It's going to be Obed Afari in goal, Muller, Burke, Cisse and Thomason defence, Searle and Thomason in midfield. Richard Elise is going to be playing as a right winger today with Theo Corbino on the left. Williams and Humphrey will be leading the line. I kind of don't want to get promoted, but also if we do, it's going to be a very interesting and a very expensive summer. In our tiny, tiny stadium right on the south of England, we are on TV, obviously, it's the playoffs, so we should be on TV. Weirdly, Leeds haven't sent a full contingent. They probably only got about 300 seats, and they didn't decide to fill it up for some reason. 1 minute already on the clock, and we've got ourselves the first highlight, and we are coming forward with the ball. Hold on, Theo Corbino on the left-hand side. Williams is in the middle. Loads and loads of white shirts towards Williams. It's Elise instead who collects it. Still inside the penalty area. Crosses it in. Theo Corbino's there. And the Canadian heads over the bar. First chance goes our way, but unfortunately did not result in a goal. I've just seen Leeds are playing Crepin Diatta. He is my mortal enemy in Football Manager because of about 2 years ago in Football Manager where he just absolutely battered me every single time I played against him. Thomas with the throw, 25th minute. Stuart Humphrey controls it, tries to find Thomason and can't manage it. And now Leeds can clear the ball upfield. It's Ramos. He's gone out towards the right-hand side, keeps hold of it though. Now Reece Nelson, the former Arsenal man, on the ground to Lauper. Conor Gallagher. Their team is absolutely ridiculous, isn't it? Mendes muscles his way past his man. Gallagher once again back to Mendes, crosses the ball in. Crepin Diatta's not going to get there. Muller's cleared it for us. Mendes again to Lauper, to Gallagher, to Ramos, long-range effort, and it goes just wide of Obed Afari, the former Fulham goalkeeper's post. Muller with a throw, still not quite at the end of the first half. Searle back to Muller. Whip the cross in, 4 in the box. He's managed to do it. Cissé's one of them. And big Abdou Karim Cissé has made it 1-0 against Leeds United in the playoff semi-final. I mean, I'm kind of in shock right now. Still 10 minutes to play of the first half, and we are still coming forward with the ball. Elise, edge of the area to Muller, tries to cross it. It's a very good block from Crepin Diatta. Elise still has the ball though. I took a risk playing Elise on the wing. Theo Corbino's there, and it's 2-0. Are we actually going to do this? Is this something that might actually happen and we get our, 5th promotion, successive promotion to the Premier League, and we are literally playing garbage? Final 5 of the first half. Lauper across, Conor Gallagher forward to Crepin Diatta, back to Patrick De Paula, who's got a cracking free kick against us last match. Mendes on the right hand side. Theo Corbino's conceded a penalty, but Obed Afari, is he going to be saving this one? I think he saved a couple before this season. Patrick De Paula steps up, sends the keeper the wrong way. It's 2-1, Leeds United back into it. Almost at half-time. Burke's going for a run. We've got 2 minutes of injury time plus 30 seconds of normal time. Richard Elise's got it. Back to Paul Searle on the halfway line. Forward to Thomason. Back to Cissé. I mean, Cissé, for some reason, how is Cissé suddenly scoring goals again? Theo Corbino's going to not get on the end of it, and now Reece Nelson can counter for Leeds. On the ground to Ramos. We need to stop this. Good, that'll do. I mean, their misplaced pass will also help. Nelson's got it back, though, because of our misplaced pass. I'm concerned that Leeds are going to score an equaliser just before half-time, and if they're going to do it, this is the highlight that's going to happen in. Leo Ostergaard's ball forward towards Ramos, heads down to Diatta on the half volley, goes over the bar. It is hopefully going to stay 2-1. It is 2-1 to Dover Athletic at half-time, and we are kind of in the driving seat. No changes at half-time. Jaden Williams is on a 6.4. Why are you the only player who isn't performing very well? It's Searle across. It's Thomason. Loads of space for Thomason. He takes forever. And George Thomason gets his second goal for Dover Athletic. And it's 3-1. First highlight of the second half. And all of a sudden, we're back in front by a decent margin again. Hayden Muller has 3 assists. He has assisted every single goal so far in this match for us. We're going to do ourselves a couple of changes. It is going to be Williams coming off for Omar Bogle. The old man is going to be coming on up front. I mean, I think he's our second top goal scorer, despite the fact that he very rarely starts games under me. Reece Nelson with a corner for Leeds. 30 minutes to play, or 20 minutes, to play. It's a header over the bar, and that is going to end the highlight there. Do we look at bringing off Elise or Thomas, or maybe both, because they're both playing pretty poorly? Right, it's time-wasting time. Let's do the first one. Elise off for Beckham. Let's confirm that sub. Hit play. And wait for that to go through. There we go. That took 5 minutes for that sub to go through. And then we'll do the next one, which is going to be Thomas for nobody. Okay, we will do... Who do we do here? Who's struggling fitness-wise? Muller for nobody. I mean, Muller for Pambu. And then we'll do that, I think, is what we're going to have to do. That's a risk. I know Muller's playing superbly well, but his fitness is a massive concern. 4 minutes of injury time to play. We've got ourselves another chance from a corner. If we can make it 4-1 going into the second leg, that could be ridiculous. Thomason outside the area, plays it back to Beckham. Now Cissé outside the area again. Thomason goes for goal. First time shot goes well over the bar. 3-1 in the first leg of the playoff semi-final. Another chance, 10 seconds to go. Corbino forward, doesn't manage to find a white shirt. It's a header clear. Time is ticking away. This is probably just going to end with nothing happening. And we are going to be going through... Oh, Theo Corbino. Hold on. Theo Corbino's just made it 4, his second of the game. And we are going to go to Leeds with a 4-1 advantage in the playoff semi-final. We might be in a playoff final, guys. Can we play Leeds every week? Seriously, Leeds were second place 3 matches ago, and we've beaten them twice, scoring 6 past them. Can we play Leeds every week? We're going to play them again in a minute. Now, I know I shouldn't say this out loud, but it is going to take a colossally poor performance against Leeds United away from home for us to not make it to a playoff final. And because I've now said that, incoming colossal poor performance. It's going to be Obed Afari in goal, Muller, Burke, Cissé and Thomas in defence. Searle and Thomason, Elise, Corbino, Williams and Humphrey are our starting 11. I think that's the same starting 11 from the last match. I never remember because I use this and then change things. So yeah, this is what we're going for. Let's just not lose 4-0. If we win this game, and by this game, this tie, we will be playing Nottingham Forest in the final, a team that we have obviously played twice this season, and we have drawn twice. Both of them were 2-2. So, yeah, if we get to the final, it is a coin flip as to who's going to win that one based on past performances. Obviously, 4-1 for us against Leeds in the first leg. I'm quite optimistic that we can win this one as well. 5th minute, and we're coming forward with the ball on the left-hand side. Corbino back to Silko Thomas. Where are you going to go, buddy? Finds Thomason, just about dodges a tackle. Theo Corbino's in on goal, and Theo Corbino, the Canadian, gets his 10th goal of the season. It is 1-0 on the night, 5-1 on aggregate. We're going to Wembley. Are playoffs still played at Wembley? I think they are. I'd absolutely love it if there were no more highlights. Just end the match. Just go all the way through to full time, 1-0, one shot on target, that'll do. I mean, game, it's going to make for a fairly uneventful video, but sure, if that's what you're going to go for. Harrison's corner for Leeds, big head clear from Cisse. Now, Stuart Humphrey, who I'm trying to extend the loan deal for another season, even if we don't get promoted, he's going to be very helpful for us. Blackburn want to play him, which is fair enough, he's very good at football. It's Leeds, though, with the ball now. Final 6 minutes of the first half. Goulion back to Leo Ostergaard, who's gone long towards Ramos up front, and he flicks his head on to absolutely nobody, which is lovely. Afari's clearance is not the best, and Leeds can keep hold of the ball. Ramos to Crepin Diatta, runs towards goal, curling effort past Afari's post, still 1-0 to Dover Athletic, and we are getting very close to the final 45 minutes, and Leeds need to score 4 goals just to get on level terms. Patrick De Paula to Harrison, back to Goulion. It's now Crepin Diatta on the left-hand side. Why is he number 2? Why is Crepin Diatta number 2? I don't know. Right-hand side now, Conor Gallagher makes his way through the defence, goes for goal, hits it over the bar, still 1-0. Leeds United, though, are coming back into the game slowly. Still not quite at half-time. Elise heads back to Muller. So far, no assists in this match for Muller, I don't think. Searle plays it backwards, gets it once again, number 13, long ball forward towards Humphrey, doesn't win the header, and now Leeds can break forward. Ramos back to Patrick De Paula. Thomas, though, for us, finds the goal scorer Theo Corbino. Humphrey on the ground. Ball off towards the right-hand side for Richard Elise, who's not going to get there. And it's all the way back with the Leeds goalkeeper. We've got 15 seconds of the first half to play, including injury time. So there might be a goal about to happen. Searle to Thomason, to Elise, to Williams. Back to Elise. Williams has been flattened. Thomason's in on goal. And Walton makes the save. And that is literally the final kick of the first half. We go in with a 1-goal lead on the night, a 4-goal lead over the 2 legs. You're doing brilliantly. Keep it up, lads. Leeds, however, feel like they needed to do 3 changes at half-time. They have changed it up completely. Although they're keeping the same formation, they've just changed 3 of their players, which is a bit odd. Right, we are going to have to look at fitness managing, I think. We're so far into this game now. I'm willing to say we're going to the final, okay? Which means we need to do some substitutions just to make sure some players stay fit, our more key players. We'll do that. So, Pambu, Beckham coming on, Cisse and Muller coming off. Do we also do Corbino coming off? I don't think we do. We'll do Searle coming off. We'll do Searle for Funn. Swap you 2 around. There we go. Final 15 minutes, and we are about to make our way to the richest game in world football. Burke to Williams. The captain now, Funn, on the ground to Theo Corbino, forward to Stuart Humphrey. He's going to go off towards the left-hand side and pass to Reece Nelson, apparently. Fair enough, Leo Ostergaard's going to go for a run. Patrick De Paula runs straight through the middle, number 7, back to Lauper. Now left-hand side is Sirkin. Loads of space for Sirkin to run into as well. Crosses it in towards Gallagher. Pambu was there, but doesn't manage to get it, but Obed Afari can easily hold on to that one. And it looks like something's carrying on. Afari, long ball forward towards Humphrey, heads it down, finds Williams as well on the right-hand side, on the ground to Theo Corbino. And Theo Corbino, if we manage to get promoted, it is because Theo Corbino has got us through this match against Leeds. He scored in the last one, he scored in this one. It's 2-0, 10 minutes left to play. We go into the playoff final. We've got ourselves a free kick in a good location as well. Humphrey is going to take it. Left-footed, curling effort. Walton with a good save. It was a save. Beckham's going to take the corner then. Right-footed towards Burke at the front. Doesn't manage to get on his head. It's back to Beckham. We've got 7 minutes to play. Pambu to Funn. Hits it straight into the defender. Pambu picks the ball up, but the highlight ends. I think we're done, right? Nelson with a corner for Leeds. Potentially a chance to get back into it. I say back into it. Back into this game. It's headed wide. We've got 1 minute of injury time to play. It's full time. We have done the double over Leeds. We've beaten Leeds 3 times in our last 4 games. That's insane. We're in the playoff final against Nottingham Forest. Now, I don't really know what this means financially. This is all I'm worried about. I'm not too concerned about getting promoted, because if we get promoted, we are 100% getting relegated again. There is no way we're able to keep this Dover team in the Premier League. Theo Corbino on form. Let me just point this out, by the way. He scored 4 goals in his last 2 games against Leeds. Theo Corbino, after an abysmal April, shall we say, and start of May, all of a sudden turns up in the 2 games where we really need him to. We're in a playoff final, and there is confirmation then. Played at Wembley, Dover Athletic versus Nottingham Forest. As I said, we have drawn with them twice so far this season, 2-2 and 2-2. We also apparently lost 5-1 against them a very, very long time ago. I've just realised, oh no, Paul Searle's ineligible because he's actually on loan from Nottingham Forest. So me bringing him off in the last match to conserve his fitness, kind of a waste of time. Anyway, that is going to do it for this episode. Thank you very much for watching. If you did enjoy, do please remember to leave a like. Hit the subscribe button as well if you are new to the channel. Ding the notification bell so you get notified when the final episode of Season 7 is released. And we might be getting our way into the Premier League. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Here we are then. One final game for Season 7. Nottingham Forest at Wembley in the playoff final. I genuinely can't believe we're even at this point. We've got one game. Last episode, if you missed it, you missed ridiculous performances against Leeds United, where we beat them 6-1 on aggregate. Theo Corbino scoring 4 goals across the 2 ties. Let's just jump straight in to the playoff final. Maybe this just terrible Dover Athletic team, it's going to be a Premier League side in about 15 minutes' time. The starting lineup then for the Forest game. Obed Afari keeps his place in goal. Muller, Burke, Cisse and Thomas in defence. Thomason and Craig Funn in the middle of the pitch. Funn is playing because Paul Searle is on loan from Nottingham Forest and obviously can't play against his parent club, which is just bad news, isn't it, really? Richard Elise will be on the right-hand side. Theo Corbino, the hero from the semi-final, will be on the left-hand side. Williams and Humphrey will be our strikers for this one. One final game, one final push, and maybe we will be in the Premier League after this match. Now, normally the way these games go for me is nothing happens. When something really exciting should happen, nothing happens. That was a terrible team talk, that's good. In front of a sold-out Wembley, I imagine Nottingham Forest probably sold out their proportion a lot easier than Dover Athletic, but then again, the trip's nice and short. We've probably got most of London on our side for us. They're doing the national anthems. There's me wearing my suit with my purple shoes for some reason. And here we go then. Nottingham Forest in the playoff final in front of 88,000 fans. I mean, we've never even seen this many fans, let alone played in front of them. 15 minutes on the clock and we've got ourselves a chance. Williams' pass isn't the best. Forest can then clear the ball upfield. Reitman's controlled it. Number 11. Going for a run. Carvalho threw a ball to Poku. He's 1-on-1 with the keeper. He's rattled the underside of the bar. And Afari can hold on. Do we have VAR in the playoff final? Because if we do, that might have gone in. Nearly half an hour played and Forest again are coming forward. Carvalho back to Kenny, the throw taker. Poku, who had the chance to hit the bar, runs into the penalty area and Craig Funn has conceded a penalty. What have you done, lad? Poku surely took a dive. That's what the commentary just said. It's number 2. It's going to be Kenny stepping up. Obed Afari. He goes the right way but doesn't get on the end of it. It's 1-0 to Forest. John Joe Kenny with the goal from the spot kick. And, oh, this is not ideal, is it? The team just looked distraught for some reason. Why is everybody just upset? I mean, they're getting a little bit better. It's been a pretty uneventful game so far, hasn't it? We're almost at half-time. It's Forest with another chance from a corner towards the back post. Murray's there. He heads over the bar. It is going to be 1-0 to Forest at half-time unless something spectacular happens in this highlight. Here we go. Thomas to Humphrey. Back to Silko Thomas. Back again. Now Cisse. Forward to Funn, the player who gave away the penalty. Although, I'm calling dive. That's what I'm calling. Balderson's going for a run off towards the left-hand side. Loads and loads of space to run into. Obed Afari's going to hold on to that. That wasn't a highlight, was it? That wasn't a highlight. So Afari then. What are you going to do, buddy? Goes for a run around his area. I think he's like 5'10". He's not the biggest goalkeeper, which always concerns me. We've got the ball through Theo Corbino, the superstar. The Canadian international loses out to John Joe Kenny. and Forest can now break. What is going on with this highlight? It's very back and forth. Poku, Carvalho through to Reitman. Is he going to make it 2-0 before half-time? He does make it 2-0 before half-time, and that could be the first or second nail in the coffin for our hopes of being a Premier League side. Half-time then, it is 2-0, and Forest have just been the better team, haven't they? Forest have been the better team. Thrash arms, you've been terrible, sort it out. I mean, our highest rating is Cisse on a 7-1. Outside of that, it's a 6-6 for Thomas and Muller and Humphrey. We are playing poorly. Even Craig Funn was on a 6-6 and he gave away the penalty. We've got a corner through Humphrey. It's towards Cisse. It's dinked in off Jaden Williams. It's 2-1. We're back in it. I feel like Jaden Williams shouldn't really be claiming that because I can't imagine he knew a huge amount about it. It came off his back. I mean, if Cisse gets a goal bonus, he should be getting that. Goal kick for Forest. It is at 54 minutes. Did we play Forest on camera not too long ago? I think we might have done. Carvalho to Balderson into the penalty area. Slides it past Afari's post. Still 2-1. We are still playing pretty poorly. Elise's on a 6.2. I think it's going to be Romeo Beckham time soon. Poku back to Murray on the ground to Timon. We have played these recently on camera. Balderson's effort goes well over the bar. Right, we need to do a change or 3. Or 1, actually. We're just going to do Beckham for Elise. That's all we're going to do at the moment. The other poor performers, I can't justify bringing off Thomason for Moran. That's not a sensible sub, because Moran isn't a central midfielder. Didn't really sort my subs bench out, and of all games, probably should have done it for this one. Obed Afari is also on a 6.4. Of all games, this is not the one where you want your goalkeeper to just be absolutely appalling. Poku's not going to get there. He is going to get there. Thought we were going to get there first. Anderson outside the area to Carvalho. Also still outside the area, going backwards to Finnegan. Across to Murray, forward to Poku. Finds Balderson. A good slide from Muller, but doesn't manage to find a white shirt. And now Josh Tymon's got space on the left. Can run into that space. On the ground. Slide tackle from us. Doesn't manage to find one of our players. Balderson smashes it in from just inside the penalty area. It is 3-1 to Forest. And it looks like Nottingham Forest are returning back to the Premier League. And Dover are going to probably spend another season in the Championship. Our goalkeeper's on a 6.2. Silko Thomas is on a 6.3. What is going on? Humphrey's got the ball for us, though. He's been tackled by McKenna. It's a good tackle. And with 20 minutes left to play, we have to find 2 goals in 20 minutes. We can do it. Maybe not 3. Matthews is 1-on-1 with the keeper. He's taken his time. It doesn't matter. Sam Matthews makes it 4-1 to Nottingham Forest. And it is game over. Forest are into the Premier League. And we are staying in the Championship. We've overachieved. Now, I know it's a playoff final. And we have overachieved. Our goalkeeper's on a 6.0. I'm tempted to throw a water bottle at him at full time. Is that overkill? Is that harsh? 3 minutes left to play. Time is ticking away very, very quickly. And it is over. I mean, the best side won. The better side won that game comfortably. Cisse was the only player on our team who did anything of use, apparently. Yeah, we're doing it. I mean, I feel like this is harsh. I mean, I'm disappointed. We'll just say that. We'll just do that. Why can't I thrash arms and say I'm disappointed? Disappointed. Point finger. I'm going to say to you, you're getting a water bottle, buddy. Well, the season's over then. The season is finished. We have lost the final game quite comfortably. We've lost that, haven't we? This is big. £4.82 million. That's huge money, right? I mean, do we also get money for that? No, we've given away like £750,000 to the squad. Because financially, we were in some dire straits. We literally had £92,000 before that match. We kind of needed that money just to stay afloat. And with that then, into the end of season review, new arrivals. Theo Corbino has to be one of the best ones, I think. Did Mark McGuinness join this season? I'm not quite sure. I don't think he did he? I think he was the year before. Karim Cisse is the star signing then from Generation Foot for £69,000. Nice. Reece Burke also getting a 7.08 for Humphrey. Romeo Beckham, they hate it because he's getting paid too much money, but he scored 11 goals and got 9 assists. 20 goal contributions. I'm weirdly okay with that. I don't know why the board absolutely hate that. Apparently he's on too much money. He's on £4,000 a week. Yeah, you're probably right. The returning Silko Thomas as well. We've also got George Thomason, who apparently got loaned to Bamber Bridge. He didn't. He definitely didn't get loaned to Bamber Bridge. Theo Corbino, who apparently got loaned to Sheffield Wednesday, he didn't. Corbino was superb, in my opinion. I wasn't expecting as much out of Corbino as what he gave. 19 goal contributions for Corbino. Zach Emerson didn't really play. Sinisalo was awful, if you ask me. 19 appearances. He got an assist, apparently, from goal. We did do quite a lot of transfers, and quite a few of them didn't really hit the ground. Andrew Moran, despite the fact 4 goals, 4 assists, he's not that great, is he? And then if we have a look at the loans out, you can see a lot of players end up going out on loan. Some big names as well, like Zach Orr, obviously a player who we've had for years and years, spent the season out on loan in Exeter. These 2 players here, Peric going out on loan, Taki Inagi going out on loan, hopefully getting themselves some first team football, and hopefully getting themselves, look how good Peric is now. Hopefully getting themselves work permits. That's what we need. Taki Inagi not as good as Peric, but still, he's looking pretty good. The board are just mean. The board confidence, C+. Happy you reached the playoff final. We were expected to fight bravely against relegation, and you're just, yeah, you did alright, I guess. I'll give you a C+ for that. I'd change school. FA Cup, they were weirdly happier with a 3-0 defeat in the FA Cup than they were finishing in the playoff final, and even happier with getting knocked out by Peterborough in the Carabao Cup. This isn't right. Also, what is this? What is this? This is just a mess. Biggest win then? 6-1, apparently against Ipswich. Match to remember was the 2-1 win against Coventry. Was it? Was it really? Was it not the 4-1 against Leeds in the playoff? I feel like that should have been the match to remember. Finances is looking... It's not looking great, is it? It's not looking great. We have picked up £2.8 million from broadcast revenues, which is good. We need a new stadium. This is the killer now. And the team of the season, or how we lined up at the very least, it's basically the usual lineup, isn't it? Afari, Burke, McGuinness, Cisse and Thomason in defence, Thomason and Searle in the middle, Beckham and Corbino, Bogle and Williams up front. I'd argue Bogle maybe not so much, but then again, he did start 30 games, so maybe Bogle is a good signing. We won Manager of the Month once for our ridiculous run of form off camera, annoyingly, in February. That was it. Apparently, McGuinness, Fans Player of the Season, Young Player of the Season is Cisse, and Signing of the Season is Cisse as well. These are all they're normally the same players now, aren't they? And the highest transfer fee paid, Romeo Beckham. That won't get broken for another year now. Interestingly as well, Mark McGuinness, Championship Player of the Year, and EFL Young Player of the Year goes to Cisse as well. That's big. Highest ever finish, which is no surprise because we've never been in this league. So the overall best 11 is still quite interesting. Ross Stewart is there. Lewis Payne, Zach Orr, Pambu and Thomas. Spong and Searle in the middle. Ballard and Laird on the wings. Street and Bogle as our strikers. How is Bogle there and not Williams? Bogle's been here for 2 seasons and scored 39 goals. Williams has been here for about 6 seasons and has scored more goals than Rob Street. Oh my word, we have a transfer budget. We're not going to spend it, but we have a transfer budget. This is good, because it means we can start to maybe bring in some players on loan deals that we perhaps couldn't get last season because we had to pay for them. We can now afford to pay somebody to bring them in on loan, which is actually quite helpful. £4 million isn't going to go far, though. And again, club vision for next season, just fight bravely. Just ignore the fact that we finished off in 6th place. Expand the stadium is on the 5-year plan. It's in progress. Is it though? So a couple of days have passed and we have a stadium expansion. Maybe. The board have announced plans to modify the stadium capacity with an additional 1,000 seats. 1,000 seats. Is that it? Includes some installed in parts of the standing area. So we are losing some capacity to get 1,000 more seats. Our stadium's going to be tiny, isn't it? And our facilities have been downgraded and our youth recruitment is just awful. I feel like our stadium, it's going to be tiny, isn't it? So it's currently reduced by 390. Oh my word, we're going to have like a 7,000 capacity stadium still, with barely 2,000 seats. But I guess at least we're going to have it before the season starts. I'm going to talk to the board. Can we even talk about the a stadium? Is that even an option? I don't think it's not even an option. Can we do... I'd love to be able to do all these. Improve the youth facilities. That would be nice. Can you also do the training facilities and also the youth level? Oh, they've agreed that one. Or they've agreed the facilities, apparently. Yep, they're spending £350,000 on the youth facilities, and Reece Burke and Romeo Beckham are annoyed that I didn't play them in their positions, despite the fact that both of them played about 40 games this season. Well, that is probably going to do it then for the end of Season 7. It's probably a little bit of a shorter episode, but that's what you get when you get one match and the end of season review. I mean, it's disappointing to lose against Forest, but realistically, we shouldn't have even been close to there. At one point, we were actually third in the table, so I think we've definitely overachieved. Next season, we kind of have to be going for the same again, don't we? But I don't think we're going to do as well. It was kind of a bit fluky last season. But thank you very much for watching this one. If you did enjoy, do please remember to leave a like. Hit the subscribe button as well if you are new to the channel. And we'll be back for Season 8 in the Championship. Our first non-promotion season in a very long time. But we'll be back for Season 8 in the Championship. And yeah, maybe. Same again. Thanks for watching.